Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT. This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday. Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired.
All right. Hi, everybody. How are you? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. If it is your first time to be here, my name is Dorothy Nakalima, and I'm from Uganda, currently in the United States. We are very excited. We have a gentleman today in the building, all the way from Australia. Congratulations to be here. And this is the Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired. So we are bringing an amazing people all over the country. As we already said that our business is borderless. That is how Oris David says, right? So it's a global business. Now today we have our brother all the way from Australia and a new amazing coach in the building. So I will let David introduce himself before we proceed. Over to you, David.
Thank you so much, Dorothy. Good evening. Well, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, from wherever you're watching us. Welcome to this new episode of the Digital Business Forum. My name is David, and I'm an advisor on cybersecurity here in the US and a digital business owner. We come here every Sunday to inform you and inspire you on what's happening in the digital space so you can take advantage and you can jump onto this wave, take advantage of what's going on because the world is moving towards digitizing. Tonight we have brother Mr. Erengai from Australia. Would like to give him an opportunity to introduce himself and very amazing things he has to say. We'll go ahead and get you ready for him. Back to you, Dorothy.
All right. Thank you so much for that little introduction. So now it's time for our amazing guest, Mr. Erengai. So you're welcome, sir, and the floor is yours. Just a little bit of your introduction before we can dive into today's interview.
Well, thank you for the invitation. It's a great honor. Good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching us from. Good morning, particularly in Australia. This is 9 a.m. My name is Erengai. Some people call me Egai. I'm a father of 3. I got 1 son, 2 daughters. I'm a husband to a beautiful wife. I work in the corporate world in the electrical engineering field, and I am a proud digital business owner and a coach. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for that introduction. I love short and straight to the point. All right, so we will go ahead and congratulations on your new milestone. That is another stream of income, right? Becoming a coach. All right, yes. So as we, dive in, we want to, if you can elaborate on your journey into the digital business world for our audience and what motivated you as an electrical engineer, corporate world, what motivated you? Can you elaborate that to our audience, like your journey as an electrical engineer? What motivated you for you to dive into the digital world?
Okay. point of correction. I work in the electrical engineering field, but not as an electrical engineer. Right,
Oh,
but
thank you.
yes, I got motivated to be an online business owner because I wanted to spend more time with my family, with my loved ones. Okay, my background is when I came to Australia, I found a job that was like a flight away from my family. And I would spend 2 weeks away from my family, come back home for a week. So I would be at home either for 1 week or 2 weeks a month, which was not good for my little or my young family, right? That's why I decided, oh, let me find something that I can do as a side hustle so I can be close to my family. So that was my main motivation. I wanted to be closer to my family and not miss my children growing up, any milestones. I wanted to be an available father and an available husband as well. So that was my main motivation. Thank you. Back to you.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. Your main motivation was basically being present for your family as a father. We all know that fathers, they're the one providing for the family, right? So, but since your job was right away from your home, um, I believe any parent out there, they can really resonate with this. Private dancers, truck drivers, whereby you can even spend a month, 2 months without even having, um, like have your family physically, maybe in phone calls, video calls. And I'm glad that you pointed that out. So for example, if I even proceed, David, do you want to add something there?
Thank you very much, Dorothy. Yes, I understand how trouble, how work that involves a lot of trouble can have an impact on the family dynamic. Over time, the kids have a way of pushing pushing for time, and it can get to you after a while. You can do the travel initially because it's kind of something you feel you can do, but it weighs on you all the time. You're away, and they're really asking, "When are you coming back? When are you spending?" You miss those moments. Um, you know, you, moments that are key in their development, say activities at school where parents required to go and witness or be a part of. They have their fellow students enjoying these moments, and yours is always saying, "My dad is at work. I know he's not going to come." It gets to you in a way. So I can imagine what Mr. Erengai was going through. And in a way, I just wanted to piggyback on that, just to try and understand that better. How how was how was your experience? The fact that you were a flight away, what does that mean? Does that mean you were about an hour away from home, in as far as your work is concerned?
Yeah, is my workplace and I think I was like about 2,000 kilometers away from home. So I had to fly to work every week, every second week, right?
Mm,
And fly back, yeah, and fly back after 2 weeks. So
mm,
there's no way of going to work from my home because I had to take a flight. And that's how we work here. Most of the time we go
Oh,
for work, we fly we fly to work. That's how we work here most of the time.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. So it's normal. It's normal here in Australia. We fly because where we stay and where the job is at the mines is far. It's like 3,000 kilometers away. So you have to be in Australia to understand this.
Right. And that's why I was asking to try and understand the work dynamic quite well, you know?
Yes, that's how we
Ah,
work. Yeah, yeah.
But
oh, thank you so much.
like for example, I know some cities whereby most of people they are having houses there and they are traveling to another, let's say, city to work, maybe because the let's say like where they work, it's very expensive for them to rent to have a house. So they're looking for, you know, the side cities to have it. That's how I could
Yeah,
like
yeah.
compare
It,
it.
it just
You know?
it just depends on preferences. Either way, you can stay close to work or you can stay wherever you
Oh,
want.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's great. So David, we are still continue.
Yes. Yeah, I just, I went into it just to try and understand what the work dynamic is in Australia. We haven't spoken to so many people from Australia, so
Yeah.
it's not one of those things that has really come up. But now that you mentioned, I wanted to pick that and see what kind of how different it can be with other people that are out there that would like to get into a work, um, you know, get into some kind of work that will allow for them to spend time, that will allow for family time. Okay. And what that entails, whether, because here we know people that work in LA, for instance, in California, but they live in the Bay Area and they take a flight every
Yeah,
morning and take another flight back. Okay. And they've kind of planned their life around that. So they'll spend
but that is
maybe a
common
day.
I think in nursing, like travel nurses. It's very common.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So, well, thank you for sharing that. And then, what comes to mind is how were you able to identify that kind of opportunity, considering that you are coming from this traditional work system, 8 to 5, or where you have to fly to your work. But pretty much, I know you are living maybe in an Airbnb or a hotel. So I mean something closer to your workplace, and you do your 8 to 5 until when you can take another flight to come and spend time with your family. Having come from that kind of environment, how were you able to identify um, the right opportunity to jump on as far as these digital businesses are concerned? Because that can be a challenge. It's not that you were always um, in line or you had this kind of experience, but you say, I want to try something that will give me family time and it has to be digital. So taking that decision, what was the roadmap for you? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for asking that. So my digital business journey is like that. Right before I jumped onto this business, right, um, I had experience with other businesses, other online businesses, right, and there was something common about all of them. Most of these businesses were like get rich quick businesses, like you invest, they tell you invest 1,000, tomorrow you have 10,000, something like that. And there is no basis of like where the money is coming from. There is no product, there is no services, you know. I always wanted, but somehow I was a victim of those type of businesses before. Right before I saw this, I came across this one. So while this I was checking, because when you start checking on Google or on Facebook, typing online businesses, somehow the algorithm will start bringing you such type of ads on your feed.
Right.
Then I came across an ad through Facebook. Someone like me, a father also who is also an engineer, also wanted, excuse me, he also wanted to spend more time with his kids, with his family. So it kind of resonated with me. It was like he was talking to me, you
Right.
know. Yes, then I was curious. I wanted to learn more. Then I put my name and my email. Then, yeah, from there, I saw continuous emails coming, watching video tutorials. That's how I jumped in. That's how I came across this business. But it was all something that I always desired to do. I wanted to do something for myself, to spend more time with my family, and at the same time create a cushion in case something happens in life. Uh, because life happens. You never know what tomorrow brings. If you think of 2020, 2019, we had COVID and no one predicted that. So life can happen anytime. Things can change. You might be comfortable now. And as a father with a family, you don't want to rely on a job entirely. You have to have something on the side. So if anything happens, you don't panic. You don't have to go in a panic mode, right? Because you lose a job. You don't have to lose your mind because you lost your job. You have to, like, while you still have a job, that's the time to think of a way out. You know, that's a chance. You use your resources, whatever you have, that salary, however small it is, you invest it and trust that it will grow, and trust that while at least you're still working, something on the side is growing. So that was my desire. That was my vision. I wanted something aside. As I grow in my career, my business is also growing on my side. But having a tight schedule at work, I couldn't do a traditional job. The only option for me was to do something that I can attend to at my convenience, at my own schedule, something that is flexible, right? That's why I ended up looking for something online. And fortunately enough, I found some my mentor with background with me. So that's how I came across this business. That's how I jumped in. That was in end of 2020.
Oh, end of 2020.
Thank you.
Wow.
All
Thank
right.
2022.
Oh,
That's
2023.
wow. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. When as you were sharing, I noted something. You mentioned that um, it's key to have an alternative source of income, and that reminds me of what's going on. We're experiencing a government shutdown as we speak here in the States. But you see,
October 5. 2 days ago.
that comes with challenges. There are people that are not going to get a paycheck, depending on how long it's going to take anyway. The last one happened in 2018 here, and it lasted close to
34 days.
34 days. But you see,
34 days.
when that happens, you lose income. People lose income. Okay, their paychecks don't come through, or they have to actually work for free, to just to keep the job. And these are situations that shake the
Yeah.
table and push you towards thinking otherwise, into these alternative businesses. And the fact that you're doing that kind of a job, traditional, you're in employment. Sometimes you don't have the luxury to do traditional businesses. They call for a lot of commitment as well. Anything that is going to give you money will call for your attention.
Yeah.
I hear of this saying that money flows where your attention goes, something like that. So it means that if you don't pay attention to it, then it's less likely that it will yield any results. So the easy alternative then would be to find something digital. So it makes sense. You see how that makes sense? That you're doing the traditional job, you go to work, but once you start thinking, hey, you mentioned COVID. When COVID came, nobody knew what was hitting the world, and it lasted a while before we could go back to work. The government had to step in some, for instance, here in the States, the government had to step in and cut us a check so that we have something to, to continue with life. But if it's, that was a pandemic, but now imagine you lose a job. People are losing jobs because of AI. The things that are coming in, and it's really targeting everybody. When AI comes, it simplifies people's lives, okay? But somebody somewhere is losing a job. You hear of people that are doing, for instance, interpreters. What's happening to those people now? The job of an interpreter. AI, yes, because the AI has been fed with almost everything. That interpretation is easy. You don't need, it's not going to call for much. We have heard of technologies that will interpret. You buy headsets that can do the interpretation for you, with a bit of AI added to them. So people are losing jobs. So what happens in the event that you're losing a job, you don't have a lot of money to start a brick and mortar business? Then the alternative is to leverage the very technologies that are available to you to do business. So that I just wanted to put out there for our viewers to know that, it's one of those avenues, going digital, that you can take to find something on the side, because you just never know what's going to hit you, because things can hit you. Whether you're planned or not, things hit you, and you just have to have an alternative source of income. So thank you for responding with such clarity and information regarding that. Dorothy, do you have anything to add on?
I can take a look, and I have something little to add on. And I could say it is self-explanatory. You laid it out all, same as our guest. But I could say our audience out there, you just need to sit down and look at the world. Where is the world taking us? Is it leaving you behind, or you are moving with the world? Because as we speak, internet came in around 1989, and it took them closely to 16 years to have 1 billion users. When Facebook came in, that is social media, when they came in like 2004, it took them 8 years to have 1 billion users. AI came in recently, 2020, is it 2022? That's when ChatGPT came, right? As we speak today, it's 2.5 years. They have 1 billion users already. So what does it tell you when you look at the history on how this internet, AI, social media, how it is taking over everybody, all big companies, call it the names you know. trust me, you're gonna find them running ads on this media, right? You see those ads you always find and you skip, they are coming looking for you in the comfort of your home. So at the end of the day, you just need to sit down and look at yourself. Are you sure where you are positioning? Do you have any skill whereby while firing others, they're welcoming you? If you don't have it, have something on your side so that you can create it and leverage on those technologies, and that is what we are providing here, right? So thank you so much for sharing. It was really very, very, very wonderful for our audience out there. And then this is where were there any moments when you felt like giving up, and if so, what motivated you? So we know this is the digital technologies, online tools. Have you ever reached on an extent whereby you feel like you want to give up, and if so, what motivated you?
Okay, thank you once again, Dorothy, for that question. So, yes, many times. Sometimes I felt like giving up, sometimes discouraged. But I have come to realize that whatever I go through in business, it's common. I'm not alone. If I'm going through something, it means some way someone also had already gone through that.
Yeah.
So what kept me going is the community that we have, right? I always leverage on the community that we have. When I have a challenge, I can just share, or I talk to my mentor, I talk to my coach, or I can talk to any other fellow business owners. Then we can, because I believe, excuse me, a problem shared is half solved, right? I also had issues where I thought, this business, okay, but because of the experience that I had with other businesses, like I told you, I did some business before, like get rich quick schemes. So I had that mentality. It was all, most of the time, is mindset issues, right? Because when I found this business, I found that this is a different business. I needed to do my training. I needed to lay my foundation right? Because this business is a real business, right? It's not a business that you join today, and if you don't do your training and expect money tomorrow. No, this is a real business, sustainable business that has been running for more than 52 years, right? So, right. Yeah, so laying a foundation was very crucial for me. So having an old mindset, bringing an old experience and old mindset in this business, it caused a lot of issues for me, right? Until that time, then I grounded myself in training, grounded myself in mindset, in mindset coaching. That's when everything, it was like a game changer for me, because I discovered that to succeed in business is not about the strategy. Most of the time, it is to do with the mindset. If you have the right mindset, you will succeed in business. If you find a challenge, it's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to level up. it's an opportunity for you to become better. Because I think if it has to do with money, if you want to be a millionaire, you have to have a millionaire mindset first.
Mindset.
Yes, you cannot have a million with a $10 mindset, right?
Right.
I find people getting frustrated because they fail to realize they need to change the way they think. Coming from a world of being an employee, and now you want to switch to be a business owner, definitely there has to be a mindset change. Because if you are an employee, you go for work, you know by Friday you're going to get a paycheck.
Paycheck.
Whether you show up or even if you don't do anything at work, you just clock in, you come out, clock in, do nothing. Yes, it's not your responsibility. You still want your paycheck, and your paycheck will definitely come. So that mindset now was the reason why I found a lot of challenges. And sometimes I wanted to give up because I didn't lay a good foundation. Right. So having a good mindset when you come into business is very, very crucial. I cannot overemphasize that. You have to have a business mindset. You have to know you have to invest. Investing is not just money. It's also invest in your training, in your mindset, reading books, listening to broadcasts. Have someone that you follow, even on social media, someone who you want to be, someone who already succeeded in something that you're looking for. Follow that person. Because what happens is there are many advisors outside there. If you ask anyone, they'll give you an advice. If you have a plumbing issue at home, look for a plumber. If you have an issue with your flowers, look for someone who does flowers. If you want advice about business, look for someone who is succeeding in business. Because if you ask anyone, I'm telling you, you're going to start 100 businesses and still fail because you're failing to lay out the right foundation. So many times I wanted to give up, but it was all mindset issues. So because the community that we have many people that are already succeeding, and they are ready to share their experiences and their insight. And we have webinars, 2 webinars every week. Yes, that has helped me a lot. I always say, if you can't do anything in business, just listen to the masterminds. Just listen to other people's journeys, right? Because if you have the right mindset, you don't need anyone to motivate you. You don't need anyone to inspire. So yes, I had challenges, but with the community, with the right focus on mindset, I was able to overcome. Thank you for asking that question.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Yeah, back to you.
Thank you so much. You gave it out all. I love all the points. If you want to think like a millionaire, there's no reason why you think like a person who's gonna invest that $10, So I don't know what to say. It's really, laid out with I don't need to dive anything. Just go back and watch this replay if you just joined us. And do you want to say something, David?
Thank you very much, Dorothy. Well, yes, you laid it nicely that the mindset is key. Having the right mindset is really key in these things. And considering that it's new playground.
Mm.
You know, it's a digital business. You've been you've succumbed to scams before. You know, were in these get rich quick ventures or businesses, you know, where you put some money and you don't even know how the magic is done, but you expect some magic that you're going to make sales. It kind of hits you in a certain way to start looking at everything that moves like a duck to be a duck.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Without being really keen. Not everything that moves like a duck is a duck, unless it quacks. Okay, then you might say, okay, it moves like a duck and it quacks. Probably it's a duck, but just by movement, that doesn't give you guarantee that it's a duck. So just because it's a digital business doesn't really give you the guarantee that it's multi-leveled marketing, MLM, or it's crypto, or it's not that. Everything has its features, and it's up to you to do that due diligence and really figure out what that is. You can find differences in what's going on online. However, you mentioned that you leveraged the community. Yes, the businesses out there or digital businesses out there that really do have a support system, community, global community that you can be a part of and leverage and work with other people. You know, there's coaching, there's training, but above all, there's your own mindset to rise above these challenges, to know that it's up to you to really work your mindset, to put yourself in that place that will give you the wins, you know, because at the end of the day, it's all on you. So shift in the mindset is key to know that, hey, the people that are winning, I'm seeing other people winning. What are they doing? How are they doing it? What am I not doing? You know, and then you do what is required. Yes, it's easy to give up, and yes, there will always be challenges. But you know, you again hear that you can't win if your mind is set on quitting. If you are quitter, there's no way you can win because you've quit. You know what I mean? It's only those that will stay in longer that still have a chance to winning because they're still in the game. You know what I mean? So yes, shift of a mindset that when things are tough, when things are going wrong, ask yourself, how do I rise above this? How do I go around this challenge? Talk to some people, listen to other people that are winning and what they're doing. Eventually, you get to win, and that can really put you at an advantage because either way, you can't give up on life. Meaning, you have to find alternatives, employment, but you have to find a way to also have dominion, have some level of control into how you're earning. Do something on the side. Do something that will give you, flexibility of time, so you can actually be working, but at the same time spending that time with your family or with your loved ones. Because in the beginning of at the beginning of this conversation, family time was one of those key elements that we are looking for to do digital business. So really, that makes all the sense in the world. I'd like to know whether during the the operation of operation development and maintenance of your digital business, you encountered any technical challenges? Because coming from traditional work environment, now you're going digital. You're being hit by so many things online. You had a bit of experience, but of course it's different from like I said, if it moves like a duck, doesn't necessarily mean it's a duck, because you'll find that the duck doesn't actually fly that high, but you might find elements that this business you're engaging in requires you to fly. So in other words, the earlier engagements you had where you lost money, you know, pretty much, I don't know what kind of all the level of automation that you had, whether you got involved so much or you magically just put money somewhere and was expecting it to come. But here is a digital business that is a real business that requires you to work it. So in the process of doing that, there are challenges. You're developing a business. It's an online business. It has its dynamics. So how were you able to go, past these challenges, if any
Okay.
technical challenges?
Yes, if about technical challenges in this business, yes. Yeah, it's online. There are always some technical issues here and there. To put system requests, and when you put a system request, there's a team working behind the scenes to attend those issues. And yeah, and you can even contact them directly to explain issues to them. So yes, we sometimes have technical issues. It's always online. It's always normal businesses. They have technical issues, but we also have people behind the scene, technicians working on our behalf to make sure that our business operates and flows successfully. Yeah, thank you. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that explanation. So technical team, in other words, the opportunity you're talking about gives you some kind of technical support. And you're
Yeah.
saying that this is something you've managed to leverage fully. All right, so Dorothy, anything to add on?
Not really. It's actually, when it comes to challenges, as he said, we have, we know we're, most of us, we are not tech savvy. We're not like you, David, right? So some of us, like even me myself, I had those challenges. But yes, I always say that a challenge is a stepping stone at the end of the day. But when it comes to technical issues, we have the best technical team, I think, in the world, right? So they're taking care of that. And can you share any valuable lessons or insights you gained from, excuse me, you gained from your experience as an online business owner?
Oh, okay. Right. As I said earlier on, mindset is the key.
Perfect.
Right. I was just reading a book recently, written by Dave Ramsey. He gave an illustration. Let's say an illustration of a frog. He said if you put a frog in cold water in a container, most likely, if it is cold water, the frog is gonna be comfortable in that bucket of water. But if you heat that bucket of water instantly, take the temperature up instantly, the frog is going to jump out of the water, right? For safety.
Yes.
Right. It will instantly jump out for safety, right? Because the water is hot in the container.
Yeah.
But if you take the same frog, you put it in a bucket of cold water and gradually turn up the heat slowly, it's gonna say the water is a little bit warm. I can still survive here, you know. So
Just
gradually it's feeling like something is weird, something is not right, but it's not killing. Yeah, it's not the frog. There's not much threat. So the temperature of the water is going slowly up, slowly up. So the frog is still resisting the pain. It can feel, no, this heat is too much now, but I'm still okay.
Right.
You know, right?
Mhm.
So until like the temperature is unbearable, maybe it will jump out, or it might fail to jump out at all,
Yeah.
because the heat might have incapacitated its ability to jump out of the bucket. So this is a valuable lesson that I have learned. Um, that sometimes if the heat is turned up immediately,
Mhm.
sometimes it's better for someone to take action. Um, when the heat is turned up slowly, right? Slowly, it's comfortable until. So this is the world that we are living in. There is comfort. Although you can feel some pain, people resist the pain until that point in life when your ability to resist the pain, right, it wears out, then you start taking action. Right. So my advice is that do not wait for the temperature to go too high before you take action. If you feel uncomfortable, it's a sign. So that's my advice to you. Back to you. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. I just remember when you're trying to, submit that long story. It happens a lot in today's world. And when you see that people are very comfortable if they're on their 9 to 5, but they get a fire them, that's when they wake up to look for something, to look for their side hustle. And it needs capital. Now they don't have capital. The job is not there. And a lot of people are very comfortable because they're still working for 2 jobs, 3 jobs, no time with their families. But because they can pay the bills, they can sleep, they can eat, they don't think when it comes to the other bigger picture that one day, one time, if this job is not there, can I still sustain myself? Can I still sustain my family? I think it is a very big lesson to our audience out there and all our viewers. To me, the points to take home here. Um, you mentioned earlier that if you do not lay the right foundation, you will start 100 businesses and you fail. And this goes to all, actually to everybody out there. Starting a business and you go ask somebody who has never started a business that, oh, I want to start up this kind of a business. You're not looking for the right person, and goes to some parents. Some parents, they want to start something and they want to ask their kids. The kids are still at their 9 to 5, but they want to be guided because they are these, they are these, they think they know something in tech, and that is really very powerful. And the other thing is that Aria, like you said, you had to take a flight, to leave your family just to go to work. I think this goes to all parents globally, immigrants, Australia, UK, Canada, US, as long as you left your beautiful country. I know a lot and a lot of parents whereby they are fighting for their families to, come and join them where they are. Let's say I'm from Uganda. If you're fighting your family to come and join you in the United States, and you do not think about that you've been away for some good time, but when they come, you will still need to leave them for like a month, like a week. For example, if you're a truck driver, trust me, you're gonna leave them like 2, 3 weeks. If you are a travel nurse, you want to supplement your income. Travel nurses, we all know you get some good money, right? So, but at the end of the day, why they travel to come and join you is to connect. But are you connected? So I think that is a question you have to ask yourself at the end of the day. So over to you, David, if you want to say something to wind up before we close.
Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Erengai, for your submission. My takeaway for this again is exactly what you put forward. Take action when things become uncomfortable. You know, with that cold and warm water analogy you gave of the frog. So pretty much the lesson here is, when is it uncomfortable? That's a question for you to answer. When do you say it's now uncomfortable? Because it will get uncomfortable. But when do you say time to take action? That's also something for you to figure out. Above all, when you choose that it's the time to take action, you better do before it gets too hot for you to jump out. You know, like you said, that as it gets warm, pray that it doesn't incapacitate you, because by the time as it's warming and you're adjusting towards the heat, there might be a time where you think you can jump, but actually you've been incapacitated.
Actually, David, just a second to cut you a little bit. I think that it's somebody who is, for example, if you're working your 9 to 5, you did not lay the right foundation for yourself. By that time, if you're still in this warm temperature, it was increasing it slowly. It means by the time you want to jump, you will be in your retirement. What are you going to do? Sometimes, even if you're applying for a job, they're like, you're clocking there. We don't have your position. Even if you're trying to start up a business, you're like, it's too late for you. You're like, oh, I cannot handle this stress. But by the time you are ready to do that, you did not give it that opportunity. It's just in front of you. Back to you, David. Sorry.
So pretty much, thank you, Dorothy, for that addition. Yes, and that's true, because at the end of the day, as you get uncomfortable, you also have to know how to number your days. You gotta know that it's about that time. In my mid-age, I should do something about my income, okay? Just in case. It's like creating a safety net. So pretty much you're telling guys that watch the temperature, okay? As things get uncomfortable, watch the temperature, but take action. Because if you don't take action, then you will reach a point
where you can jump.
Yes, where you can't jump. Or even when you are able to jump, okay, the damage has been caused. You know, the damage has been caused. And the exit wounds are not anything that you can bear. You manage to jump, but you're in such a place where it is twice as hard to start anything, you know? It's twice as hard. Sometimes it's the funding, okay? You're in that place where you probably don't have the capacity, or it's developing new skills is hard. You're in such a place where if you hadn't started certain things early enough, it becomes a bit difficult. It becomes a bit it takes twice the energy to do anything, because it's like that ship has sailed. So thank you for that great lesson, Erengai. And with that, I'll say it's been a pleasure hosting you and having you tonight. And I hope that those that are watching us, or the people that are going to watch the replay, have a great lesson to learn, and they can take advantage of the digital spaces. Again, I'll continue to say, if you're watching us on any platform, look in the bio or in the description. There is a link if you need more information about what kind of business you might want to jump on, or what kind of opportunities are out there. You can get in touch. There's a website. Click on the website and get in touch for a one-on-one, and we'll share what we know, and we can see whether it's something you're cut out to do, and take advantage. Thank you so much. Back to you, Dorothy. You're muted. We can't hear you, Dorothy. You're muted. You're muted.
Hello, can you hear me here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay. Thank you so much for this wonderful station up to 100 next time. And I think we're gonna end for today. If I believe David has, took you through on how you can get started. If at all you want to get in touch with us, whatever you're watching us, just go to the bio. You will always find there the link. Type in your name and email address, and then you will be able to get in touch and we get started. All right. I think that is it for today. We're gonna have this as our, closing remark, and bye for now.
He gave 28 years to his job and he died at his desk on a Friday night. His name was James. He and I worked at the same company. He worked for 28 years and he died on a Friday night, not at home, not with family, but at his desk alone. They said it was a stroke, but anyone who knew him knew the truth. It was years of stress, skipped meals, and nights where he carried work home instead of rest. James was that guy who gave everything. He never used his vacation days, never missed a deadline. He thought loyalty meant security. But by Monday morning, HR sent out a short email. We are starting to announce, you know how that goes. You know the spiel. And by Wednesday, somebody new was already training in James's seat. No pause, no silence, just business as usual. That's when it hit me. To a company, you are not family. You are replaceable. Please don't wait until the job takes more from you than it can ever give you back. If you know a James out there, tag them. And if this story shook you, drop your thoughts in the comments.
All right. Make sure you're not a James, okay? Bye-bye for now.